Dominica receives 240 tons of fertilizer from the Kingdom of Morocco. The Ministry of Health staged a number of activities in observance of World Glaucoma Week, and the drive to improve students' performance in math continues with the launch of the Math Power Contest 2014. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Tasia Floissac.
And I'm Tarnia Green. Stay with us for the details of the headline stories and others coming up right after the break.
Black cickatuka is a dangerous fungal disease that affects the leaves of banana and plantains. The disease prevents the plant from producing healthy bunches. It is spread by wind, water, and people. Please do not remove banana and plantain trash from infected fields. Stop the spread of black cickatuka today. For further information, please contact your Extension Officer or the Division of Agriculture.
Welcome back. The government of Dominica has received a shipment of fertilizer from the government of the Kingdom of Morocco, totaling of 240 tons or 10 20-foot containers with a value of about $300,000 EC. Government's press attaché Daryl Tate says this donation will significantly impact the country's agriculture sector.
Over the past year, farmers have complained about the availability and cost of fertilizer, and this is expected to alleviate their concerns in a tremendous way.
Dominica and the Kingdom of Morocco signed diplomatic relations in 2010 and since then have enjoyed fruitful and meaningful friendship. Mr. Tate explains that the two countries recently embarked on the implementation of a soil fertility mapping for agricultural development in Dominica and other Eastern Caribbean countries.
In February 2013, Dominica and Morocco signed on to the roadmap of cooperation between the two countries, and that is for the period 2013 to 2015. That roadmap focuses on South-to-South cooperation, food security, energy, governance, the fight against human trafficking, illicit drugs, and illegal immigration. Dominica and Morocco, during the short time of friendship, have really bonded. In fact, in December 2013, right before the Christmas period, a 5-member agricultural team from Morocco was on island to look at soil mapping. That project is to greatly enhance not only the agricultural sector, not only in Dominica, but in other Eastern Caribbean islands. And what has happened is that the guys came in and spoke with agricultural officials to advance this project. And when this project is completed, it is expected to improve productivity in the agricultural sector.
In more news, the Ministry of Health is this week observing World Glaucoma Week under the theme Beat Invisible Glaucoma, or BIG. The activities commenced on March 9 and will end on March 15. The objective of the week of activities is to raise public awareness about glaucoma. Glaucoma is a chronic non-communicable eye disease which results in damage to the optic nerve of the eye and blindness starting with the peripheral or side vision, and is the leading cause of irreversible blindness in Dominica. Consultant ophthalmologist Dr. Hazel Shillingford Ricketts says while glaucoma cannot be cured, it can be controlled and blindness from glaucoma can be prevented.
Blindness from glaucoma is the leading cause of irreversible blindness in Dominica, but it can be prevented even if it cannot be cured. We can control it. Hence the importance of raising public awareness to encourage persons to go to have their eyes checked so that they know their glaucoma status.
Dr. Ricketts went on to explain some of the predisposing factors which may contribute to one being diagnosed with glaucoma.
Glaucoma is a group of diseases. It's not just one disease. You have The largest group, called the primary open-angle glaucoma, meaning that there is no cause for the glaucoma. It's something that just happens. You also have primary narrow-angle glaucoma. Then you have the secondary causes. These are a group of glaucomas that result because of another problem in the eye. And one common cause is an injury to the eye. So if you've had an injury in the eye, then it can predispose you to develop glaucoma. If you are taking certain medications called steroids, either in the form of inhalation or your inhalers when you have asthma, tablets when you have certain conditions like arthritis, if you are taking it by injections either in your joints or in keloids, or by eye drops. If you take it long enough, it can predispose you to developing raised pressure in the eye and glaucoma.
In observance of the World Glaucoma Week, the Eye Care team has planned a program of activities which includes a radio address by the Health Minister, Honorable Julius Timothy. That address was presented on Wednesday. A radio talk show and a talk session on glaucoma for eye patients at the Eye Care Clinic at the Princess Margaret Hospital was also held on Wednesday. The highlight of the week is an exhibition, an eye clinic, and a lecture on glaucoma by consultant ophthalmologist Dr. Hazel Schlinford-Ricketts at the Grand Bay Health Center on Thursday from 10 a.m.
The community of Wesley has been summoned to support the newly inaugurated village council in the further development of their community. Reginald Austrie, the Honorable Minister for Housing, who addressed residents of Wesley, made the call.
So I want to say to the people of Wesley, to the village council, and the people of Wesley, you have to support your council. These 8 people alone cannot do it. It's impossible for 8 of them to do it. And so they need your support. You have to go out on the projects. When they plan those projects, you have to go out on those projects. When they call meetings, you have to give them ideas. You have to speak to them. You have to give them ideas. You must go to the office and tell the clerk, I have an idea. Next time we council meet, put it on the agenda so we can discuss it. And you can go to council meetings too and put forward your point of view.
While speaking at the 25th inauguration of the Wesley Village Council, the Housing Minister beckoned community members to settle their house rates.
Most importantly, you have to pay your house rates.
Yeah.
You have to pay your $1.50, $2. That is less than 1 beer. Some of us drink a case of beer a day. At $5. Carnival, how much money we spend for Carnival? We had a suit for Juve morning, we had a suit for Carnival Monday, we had a suit for Carnival Tuesday. And earring and chain and shoes to match. I talking about $300–400 just for the Carnival. But once a year we asking you to pay $2 EC. That's your rate, $2? $1. $1 per room per year. And very few of them more than 3 bedrooms, 1 LaSalle, 1 kitchen. That's 5 rooms, 5 EC. A year we ask you to pay that. Please do a favor to the council. Another favor. It's a duty. It's a duty to the council. It's a duty to the community, because that money comes right back into your community for continued development.
The work of the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit is a great story to be told. So says Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, Minister for Public Works, Energy and Ports. Honorable Blackmore revealed his sentiments regarding the remarkable achievement of a young 31-year-old who came into office at challenging times under unpredictable circumstances.
We can recall where we're coming from, where we were at during our critical times, when salaries were being paid late. We could not have been to build road. The government before were contracting loans at commercial levels, 14 and 16%. Craziness. I mean, that and using the money to pay salaries. I mean, owing Social Security a vast amount of money. So at the end of the month, you would have gotten your pay slip and you would have seen $60 for Social Security, but that was never paid. The Labour Party coming into office had to deal with that matter and have gotten that current.
Honorable Blackmore says it took the forward thinking and leadership of the then young politician to take the country to a place of change. To Honorable Blackmore, despite one's personal feelings for political affiliation, it is difficult to deny the positive impact that Roosevelt's carrot has made on the restoration and growth of Dominica's economy.
They took a man of 31 years who came in. I mean, give me a break, 31 years old, and having to deal with these monumental issues, and you know, and to see where we've gotten now as a country. The number of gains we have made in education, in healthcare, in agriculture, in housing, in energy, and just name it. And it is phenomenal. And I think there's an important story to be told about that, irrespective of what political party you support. I believe there's an important space that has to be reserved in our history book or political literature in this country for a man who was 41 years at the time to have navigated the turbulent waters and to have gotten us to the point where we are. We're not perfect, we have problems, yes, but of course it is tremendous.
He says the work of the current Prime Minister is one that sets a standard for leaders of the region to emulate. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit was first sworn into office on January 8, 2004, after the untimely passing of his predecessor, Prime Minister Pierre Charles.
In more news, Dominica has received a contribution of 800,000 EC dollars from the government of the Republic of India, which will go towards dealing with the effects of the trough system, which affected Dominica on December 24, 2013. On Christmas Eve 2013, Dominica was affected by a trough system which caused major damage in the southern part of the island. Damage was concentrated in the Roseau South, Roseau Valley and Soufrière constituencies. Following an emergency cabinet meeting on Friday, December 27, 2013, Prime Minister Skerrit announced that the government of Dominica would assist those affected by providing 100% of the assessed value to repair dwelling houses. The government also agreed to provide 60% of assessed value of personal household effects destroyed by floods. The government also agreed to replace textbooks, stationery, uniforms and other school supplies. The government also gave a commitment to provide limited assistance to businesses which suffered damage and pay rental costs for a limited period for those who had to be relocated. The total cleanup cost was estimated at $830,000 and included clearing of roads, drains and dredging of rivers. Rehabilitation of infrastructure and mitigation works was estimated at $45 million. Dominica and the Republic of India established diplomatic relations in 1981.
Acting Prime Minister Honorable Rayburn Blackmore has strongly emphasized government's role in the improvement to the physical and social infrastructure of the country when he addressed the 26th inaugural meeting of the Wesley Village Council on Monday. Honorable Blackmore, in his remarks, assured the council and Wesley constituents of government's commitment to adding value to the constituency. He made reference to completed and ongoing projects which demonstrates this.
The Pocassi to Marigot Road, where over $80 million currently being spent to improve that very significant artery from Marigot and to the city of Roseau. That is important. That in itself will add value to both residential and commercial real estate, and to make commuting for you easier on a daily basis. That is what the Labour Party stands for, and that is how we shall continue to advance your good going forward. The construction of a modern fire station at the airport will impact positively on the lives of the people of Marigot and the various hamlets. That is what the Dominica Labour Party stands for. And reference was made, and I want to just give some more currency to that, to the improvement to the Marigot police station. And of course, you know, that was a cause for concern for a number of years. And it took your administration
to give attention to this very important undertaking.
The Honorable Minister recognized that access to clean and healthy water is critical to the improvement of people's way of life. He noted that government has invested in a new water supply for the area by way of the Basic Needs Trust Fund. The acting Prime Minister highlighted government's plan to address concerns about the Melville Hall seawall in efforts to relieve constituents and travelers alike from damage caused by raging waters. This project, he says, will generate an influx of $20 million due to the depth of the sea.
One thing we look at is that the elevation or lack thereof of the road surface, which caused the water to pond. And we're looking at a number of scenarios as to how we can allow the water to slip instead of ponding. And we're also thinking of embarking on a process where we can use, of course, rock armor as going forward. And there's also talk about the possibility of a diversion. So all those dynamics are being looked at, and your government will look at the best scenario going forward to ensure that your plight is actually addressed.
Speaking at the inaugural meeting, Minister for Social Services and Community Development, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, voiced that Marigot is, quote, in a position to offer mentorship to new and emerging councils, end quote. The Honorable Minister expressed that the council will continue to benefit from close partnership with government.
And the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Dominica branch held its biannual Youth Parliament session on Tuesday to commemorate Commonwealth Day 2014. Students representing various secondary schools spoke on both the government and opposition sides on this year's Commonwealth theme, Team Commonwealth. Those present at the Parliamentary Building in Roseau witnessed what majority considered an exemplary performance of the operations of Parliament. Acting Prime Minister Honorable Rayburn Blackmore expressed his satisfaction in the biannual event for providing a clear understanding of the proceedings of Parliament, which is critical to youth participation in nation building.
You are indeed our greatest legacy, you, the young people of Dominica. And that is why forums like this have been organized annually to equip you with the fundamentals of our democratic system. Every day you hear a different narrative as to what encompasses democracy. But your presence here today demonstrates, therefore, your commitment in understanding what it entails. And of course, it will give you a sense of civic responsibility, which is critical to your participation in nation building. Too often, we talk a lot. But of course, your presence here today demonstrates that you are indeed very important. So often we criticize young people. But as we have said in the Labour Party administration, that in the main, you, the young people, are wonderful. You're tremendous. And it's occasions like that that brings out the best moment in you.
Minister for Education, Honorable Peter Seja, in his remarks, voiced that this event demonstrated immensely that the youth is capable of positive things as the next generation of parliamentarians.
It indicates clearly, very pointedly, that contrary to popular belief in Dominica, that we have a cadre of young people who are enthusiastic, they are zealous, and committed to whatever they put their mind to. And I want to commend you, the young people, for coming forward and demonstrating to the Dominican public that young people are not leaders of the future, but you are now leaders.
The major highlight of the Youth Parliament 2014 was an oral response session in which the students debated the motion by the Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports for the development of a comprehensive sports program for schools. Chelsea Lawrence of the Northeast Comprehensive School, who played the role for Minister for Health, obtained the award for Best Speaker on the government side and overall Best Presenter.
The basis of my argument today will be grounded in the following area: that sports and exercise helps to curb the increase of non-communicable diseases and that physical activity is an important component in health and wellness. Madam Speaker, we advocate for the development of a comprehensive sports program in schools because the old adage rings true that health of the nation is wealth of the nation.
Second place went to Convent High School's Stephanie Pascal, while Almira Luce of the Pierre Charles Secondary captured third place. The award for Best Role Player went to Anya Tuse of the Dominica State College for her role as Speaker of the House. Keanu Wilson of the St. Mary's Academy was awarded Best Speaker as the opposition's Shadow Minister of Health.
I firmly disagree that these $20,500,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars be allocated to develop a comprehensive sports program and hereby introducing American sports of hockey, baseball, and rugby. Madam Speaker, I am not saying that the sporting program for delivery to all schools isn't important. However, these funds should be put to better use to develop our health sector. Madam Speaker, how can we implement the sporting program before improving the health of our citizens and modernizing our hospitals and clinics?
Ayana Honore, representing the St. John's Academy, won second place for the opposition side, while third runner-up went to Jessica Prevost of the Castle Bruce Secondary School. Speaker of the House of Assembly Alex Boyd Knights, in her closing remarks, urged the young students to participate and contribute in the civic matters of the country, stating that the happenings of today determine the outcome of tomorrow.
Before we end, we have one important announcement. It is notified for general information that the Office of the President will be closed on Thursday, 13th March and Friday, March 14th, 2014, in order to facilitate the transfer of the office and residents to accommodation at the new State House located on Victoria Street in Roseau. Normal operations will resume on Monday, March 17th, 2014. Please be guided accordingly. And that's it for the English segment of the National Focus. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Wesley Village qui a fait parole commitment payé pour courir Alpha Center en Goodwill, l'école pour les enfants disabilités. Parole Premier ministre Skerrit venu après on visite l'école vendredi qui passé. Honorable Skerrit dit assistance salaire qui a commencé immédiatement et puis qui a allé pour tant qu'à venir. En tant que passé, le gouvernement a payé $5,000 tous les mois. Quand même, le Premier ministre a aussi annoncé un grand, ça c'est l'argent qui parle pour payer vivre, qui est allé pour payer transportation aux enfants qui ne pas payer. Police gouvernement, tous les enfants attendent l'école. Madame Jean Jacob, pour l'institution là, oui, monsieur le Premier ministre Skerrit pour assistance là. En la nouvelle, le ministre de l'Éducation a collaboré et puis Banque nationale Dominique pour conduire contest mathématiques en Dominique. Il y a une cérémonie aujourd'hui où le programme l'a lancé. Contest là qui a commencé en mai l'année là, qui a quitté toute l'école, tout le monde en pays là. Quand même, si le ministre de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, qui a adressé cette cérémonie pour lancer le contest là, il a expecté pour motiver les étudiants si l'on sujet mathématiques.
Le ministre de l'Éducation, en collaboration avec National Bank Dominique, NBD, nous lançons ça, nous avons créé une grande compétition en mathématiques, nous avons créé Math Power Contest. Et ça vraiment veut dire nous avons servi ça pour qui nous augmenter l'intérêt des enfants en mathématiques. Puisque, aucun changé qui pour 2-3 l'année, nous, en ministre de l'Éducation, nous tenions le problème avec manière des enfants qui performer en mathématiques. Et ça nous fait nous mettre 2-3 bulletins en place pour voir si nous adresser problème ça là. Et compétition nous lancer bon matin là, c'est une de ces manières nous avons essayé d'augmenter l'intérêt des enfants en mathématiques.
gouvernement Silon Honorable Skerrit qui a conduit trainement teacher en subject maths.
Nous mettons en lot attention en le traitement pour teacher l'école en mathématiques. Puisque si enfants on doit faire bien en mathématiques, nous on doit les teacher qui ça éduquer ces enfants ça yo à une manière qui a fait l'intérêt en mathématiques. En bas ça nous avons créé Deep Project, the Dominica Education Enhancement Project. Nous traînons 6 teachers et ces gens ça yo déjà retourné et ils ont fonctionné en ces classes là. Et aussi nous avons 3 autres teachers qui ont fini l'année ça là et ils ont retourné pour travailler en ces classes là en mathématiques.
En la nouvelle, le ministre de la Santé a mis attention à ces maladies glaucoma, semaine là. Il a organisé une activité pour sensibiliser les gens contre la maladie là. Sinon, Dr. Zier, Hazel Chillingford Ricketts, les gens sont supposés garder pour signe maladie là, si en tous les cas.
Glaucome, c'est une maladie qui affecte 9 yeux là. 9 yeux là, c'est une ligne qui connecte yeux là avec calotte tête pour sa voix. Si ligne ça la dommagé ou pas ka voix bien, il a commencé par ou ka perdu vision à ses côtés premier, après il a venu tic-tac jusqu'à il point toute vision et ou ka venu avec. Les ou vini avec glaucome, il peut nous pas ça mener vision là pour encore. Il aller pour bon. Les ou savent ni glaucome, ou ni pour servir remède tout le temps pour baisser tension là, pour protéger yeux so ou péquer perdre vision. Les ou ni glaucome, ou ni pour des familles pour yo sa check zio parce que depuis on ni glaucome famille en risque pour développer glaucoma. L'âge, le plus ou venir à l'âge, c'est plus haut chance là pour taper glaucome. Moun qui noir yo ka taper glaucome plus vite que moun qui blanc. Also, si ou ni pressure yeux très haut ou qui tape glaucome plus vite. Mais moun sa tape glaucome sans pressure yeux haut. Si ou ni d'autres maladies en yeux, si ou tape au blassa yeux, il sa fait ou tape glaucome en yeux ça là. Si ou ka servi remède steroids ou sa tape glaucome. Si ou ni sikansan, si ou ni problème yeux yo ka ki myopie ou ka pa ka voie bien à l'heure ou ka voie bleu point mais pour voir à distance pas ka voie bien, c'est moun sa la yo a risque à développer glaucoma.
Et puis finalement, le gouvernement Dominique aussi voit un conteneur en Greyhound Kingdom, Morocco, qui a coûté $300,000 l'argent. Sinon, on communiqué qui sorti, en Greyhound là qui assiste secteur agriculture et puis habitants, qu'on commodité ça là bien cher à la place là. Commodité en Greyhound qui a montré coopération mutuelle entre Dominique et puis Morocco. L'année passée, une délégation agriculture Morocco une discussion et puis officier agriculture ici pour implémentation en projet pour développement agriculture en Dominique. Dominique et puis Morocco établit relations diplomatiques en l'année 2010 et puis depuis temps cela, c'est des pays qui ont joué bonnes relations. Dominique et puis Morocco ont aussi déjà signé d'autres coopérations pour l'année 2013-2015. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle en Créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson. Au revoir.
Stay tuned for the tip of the day.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
When we cheat on our diets, we often fall prey to discouragement and subsequently cancel the diet altogether. But that's not absolutely necessary.
One bad day or bad meal does not make you a failure. Simply do better tomorrow or with the next meal. Use the next opportunity to undo the bad previous decisions. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green.
And I'm Tasia Floissac. Thanks for watching.